I would like to, Mr. John, introduce himself, George.
Yeah.
Did he already introduce himself?
Yeah.
Did you say anything about yourself, George, who you are and about our friendship?
Well, I'm just so honored to be here today. I haven't had a chance to introduce myself because I don't, in front of the two of you and Jeff and this beautiful lady here, I don't think I'm significant enough to introduce myself. So as we go along, we'll talk a little bit more about my experience and my background.
That'd be great.
We'd like to know about that. I'm sure the listener, the Persian radio listener,
Would it be better for you to communicate in Persian rather than in English?
Yeah,
And then we can
they
can.
understand.
You understand English? The majority of Persian people.
Oh, I'm sure. I just thought maybe it would be more comfortable. For
We're
them
going to go Farsi some of the parts. I'm going to ask Mr.
If
Kai.
anybody didn't understand, can call me and explain.
But thank you for respect for the culture. I appreciate it. I want to tell all the Persian listeners for your respect and my dear Kai respect. تو ببینید چقدر این انسان‌ها انسان خوبی هستن که حتی ما به خاطر احترامی که الان ما همه اینها انگلیسی صحبت میکنن ولی احترام محل رو دارن میگن فارسی صحبت کنن که بدونن به هر حال فقط آقای جوکایی نیستن که میخوان بسیار مردم بدونن فارسی صحبت کنن به احترام همه اینها که انگلیسی هستن آقای جوکایی گفتن برای احترام همه انگلیسی صحبت کنن ولی مهمان انقدر از آقای زکایی و افتادگی ایشون و از دوستی ایشون خوشحاله که خود ایشون میگه خواهش به خود رو صحبت کنه فارسی و بازم میبینه انقدر این یک احترام یک کالچر تو کالچر دیگه انقدر زیاد داره و آقای زکایی این احترام رو میبینید چطوری داره که از این طرف صداشون در میاد به هر حال I want to thank you George I just explained to our Iranian because one of the things this place, and I know as my mentor and my dear friend, Mrs. Zakai have a lot of respect for other culture. And because we are majority 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 English language, you will say, our Iranian people understood. If they don't understand, they can call me. But your generosity, I told them, thank you so much for recognizing here and Mrs. Zakai to speak in Farsi. So right now to understand this is very, very our wishes because before the people fighting for the different culture, we have to find one common sense and make build up to our friendship. So I want to thank you, Mrs. Zakai, to respecting our culture. فرهنگمون از سپاس گذارم.
Thank you very much. I ask you, please explain about this gentleman, gentleman.
All right. Mrs. Let me go from my left side, and after I'm going to come. Mrs. Jeffrey, my dear, introduce yourself and tell my position to your company and where we are today. Go ahead.
I'm Jeffrey Jackson. My company is Limitless Possibilities Foundation, and I'm with Dr. Gelini. Dr. Gelini is our chairman regarding our business ventures, be they profit or nonprofit. And Dr. Gelini, as you know, is a great man, highly respected, and it's an honor for us as a business to have him as our mentor. He's my mentor at this point, and it's also as our chairman. It's a great honor, and also it's a great honor to meet Mr. George here as well. Hasn't been that long, but he's a man, a distinguished gentleman, very honorable guy, military man as well, highly entrepreneurial, as well as the gentleman here who's the owner of, who's Dr. Gelini's mentor. So it's a pleasure and an honor to meet him today for the first time.
Everybody's mentor.
Yeah. But somebody that's off camera is a gentleman named John, and he kind of initiated a lot of the meeting, but he's off camera himself. Well, I guess he's on camera as far as Facebook Live. And he's another great man. And also Nazarene is the camera person, as he said, a beautiful young lady. And again, great Dr. Gelini is introducing us to all kinds of fantastic people, and we are growing as a business. We're growing in different ventures. Very exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff.
I'm going to go later more detail about Jeffrey because he's a very, very entrepreneurial actor, writer, director, and all packaging. But his heart is all about the people. I want to have a special thanks to dear Nasreen, who's the purpose, and she's the one who introduced me to this. I don't know how she found this man, but I want to thank you for it. But a special thanks for John. Pastor John and my dear John, I know him for many, many years. And John is very humble, and he never talked about himself, but he was, we went together in Cannes Film Festival. We are, getting along for years, and I'm very thankful to my dear John introduced a wonderful, wonderful joke. John, can you say a couple of words, my dear? Come on here, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm coming from Taiwan. Right now in the United States, about 35 years. I graduated from UCLA, majored in multimedia. Thank you.
So anyway, again back to George, please, since you been introduced, and say a little bit about your background and where we are right now. But so Iranian people, in other language people, what you are talking right now, this is worldwide. They're listening to you. Go ahead, please.
Well, again, I'm very honored to be here today. And my ties with the Iranian people goes back 30 some years. I used to teach karate when I was younger. And at that time, there were many Iranian pilots were in Sacramento, California, in an Air Force base called Mather Air Force Base. They were training to fly American airplane. And I had a whole bunch of students, and one of which was a very, very talented young kid called Khosrow. And took him 3 months. He became a green belt, very strong. And so,
how long ago?
33 years ago.
33 years.
Yeah, he was teaching the number of these.
I taught many
martial
students.
arts.
If you want to text Ethel Afridi or Ethel Afridi.
Okay, so my ties are been and through my study in the Chinese history, I know the Chinese people have ties with the ancient Persia Empire for a long time, and there was many import. And so, again, I'm honored to be here, and I wish to further the tie, and I wish to have more engagement, both business and culturally, with the Iranian community here.
Mr. George, the whole purpose of here, because I'm all about the culture. I'm all about what we can do as a human being, help one another one.
All right.
And it was really touched my heart, the product you have, and especially what's going on here. Anybody can have one step, because I don't see this problem, the Chinese problem. Right now, worldwide is the time we getting together. So if you introduce that product to our we understand what is exactly the purpose we get it together.
Yeah,
to people appreciate.
Good. And again, I thank you for this opportunity to be here today to talk about this. And the product is called V-Mune, and it's designed to increase your own body's immunity. Now, many experts have told me, since this new coronavirus started, this outbreak, and now it's a pandemic, it's an international problem. And unfortunately, the problem as of last Tuesday, there was almost 3,000 Iranians been infected in Iran. Now, yeah, and that number is probably low, just like the number that in China, the official number is probably lower than the actual number, because there are many people in the countryside that you don't count for. They are not accounted for. And that's a situation, I think, in Iran.
Too,
So the situation is much worse. And so the expert believe, the cure or the medicine is really about a year away from implementation. And we're looking at at least 6 to 8 months away in terms of any kind of vaccine. And historically, this kind of flu or this kind of illness, vaccine is not effective because they tend to mutate.
Yeah.
So when, just like flus nowadays, when you get a flu shot, it doesn't mean that you're completely, you're not in defense for this flu, because what the CDC does every year is they guess what kind of flu is going to have an outbreak this year. And they may guess it right, and they may guess it wrong.
That's different, yeah.
Yeah. So, but having a flu shot is better than not having a flu shot. So the problem is, with any kind of these diseases, you don't really know if the vaccine is going to be effective. So, just like myself, many experts around the world believe one of the best way to fight off this disease is to increase your own body's immunity. And that is what we're trying to do. We have developed a formula, and we believe this formula is going to be effective in increasing significantly your own
The
body.
things, Iranian people looking for this.
Yes.
This time,
You know what?
especially this time.
You know what happened? I want to tell you the first thing Mr. George told me. I want to thank you. So Iranian people are my friend.
Yeah.
And I said thank you. That's
God,
why.
God bless you too.
No, amazing. I said he offered, and I
Yeah.
said, my God,
Yeah,
thank you.
We are listening.
Right. Now I forgot what I was going to say.
Well,
Ah.
I'll just say something real quick. I was watching TV and they were talking about some vaccine and they were acting like they were so excited about it. Then the guy said it won't be ready probably until the end of summer. And it's like, do you realize how many people are going to be infected before the end of summer, considering it's quadrupling every day? So we need something. We need some form of preventive treatment for now, and that's what this brings about. So I'm looking forward to getting out there and promoting this product, because we need something like this now, not in the summertime, not in a year. We need something now to prevent people from catching this virus, which is a pandemic and which needs to be stopped. So
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You mentioned about the vaccine is not, they have different type of it. I just want to continue it. You're talking about vaccine, they should have a flu shot, but this is not guaranteed.
Well, yeah, and then this is a good disclaimer. The good time for disclaimer. Number one, this is not any kind of miracle cure. We don't say that this will cure any of the problem. We just believe that this supplement, and this is what it is, it's a supplement, will significantly increase your body's immunity. Now, let me give you some anecdotal examples. After the outbreak of this new coronavirus, the whole world started evacuation. United States was the first, evacuated most of the Chinese, American citizens out of the Chinese town of Wuhan. And when they came back, they found several cases of infection. Now, the British did the same thing. The Italian did the same thing. The only group of people, until very recently, I think last week, the only group of people that were not infected were the Indians, the East Indians.
Oh.
Of all 70 people evacuated, didn't find one infection. Now, so this became a mystery, and many international, including Chinese radio and television stations have delved into this problem or this phenomenon to find out why this Indian is particularly immune to this kind of illness. And then from their study, they have found the Indian diet, more specifically that curry, may have helped. And so one of the Taiwanese television stations, dived into an old Chinese medical script, and they found documentary evidence to support that claim. And that is, a lot of the ingredients in the Indian diet, for example,
Oh my God.
does help fight off seasonal flu and that kind of, communicable diseases.
Right.
So the ancient Chinese medical script support that, and we have found the Indian evacuees to be free from any kind of infection. And then what we took those information and added some new, more modern ingredients and technology to produce this formula, and hopefully it will help again to increase your immunity. And it's not to fight off the disease. Once you're infected, our formula is probably not going to be of any good. It's before you get infected, you need to take this formula.
That's
But
very
the last
important.
thing, I'm sorry. That's the thing. For example, the spice and something like this, the Chinese and the Indian is the same.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand you.
Some spice they use,
Mhm.
some ingredient they use,
Mhm.
the same Chinese use.
Well, yeah, some, but not to the extent that Indian take a lot of that. So, for example, one of the things, and I don't quote me on this, I don't remember the number. They say for an Indian, for one of the ingredient that we use in our formula, you need to eat like 12 Indian meal to get the same quantity of that particular ingredient. So, I mean, the Indians have over hundreds and hundreds of years eating the same thing and build
Yeah.
up their immunity. And if you think that you're going to go to Chinese restaurant, eat
Spicy.
one or two meal, and you're going to become immune, that's going to be very, very far-fetched. So yeah, a lot of the same ingredients, but in a much more concentrated form.
But nobody talk about this. It's beautiful. It's affecting this. It's a miracle.
Well, again, I'm very cautious to say that it's a miracle, and I don't want to use that word. We believe it's going to be very, very effective. The Indian example and the ancient Chinese medical script, plus our own research, lead us to believe that it's going to be effective in preventing, in increasing your immunity.
Yeah.
But I don't want to use the word miracle. And after all, we are in an American radio
Right.
station. We want to be a little bit compliant.
I use it.
I'd like to just say real quick too that the reality that we're dealing with right now is we have a government, our own government, who has no solutions or no preventive solutions right now to offer. So what's happening is this is something that will at least give you a chance outside of wearing a hazmat suit. This is something that can help to build up your immune system and can potentially avoid you from being yet another victim of this virus. So that's basically what it is. It's a situation that gives you a fighting chance prior to catching the virus.
I want to add something because I want people to know that's been 7 years, they are doing this processing to immune system. And now because already have everything, and now that virus coming, and they have ability to see how we can be defended for this. The people have to understand this not happen 24 hours.
Right.
George,
Of course.
it is.
Right.
Tell about your history you're doing for Warners and all.
Well, like I said, first off, we didn't expect this to be here. So we developed this originally just to increase your immunity, and that is a huge problem. And from strictly a marketing point of view, immunity is important because, the modern day people are always tired. From the time that you get off, you get up, get off your bed, you're tired already. At least I am. And one of the problems is because there are virus infections all around us. So our body is constantly fighting these viruses. And when you're fighting this virus, it takes a lot of energy. So you become tired. And the more polluted, the more contaminated the environment is, the more tired you're going to be. So originally we designed this thing to boost your energy as well as to boost your immunity. By boosting your immunity, you become less lethargic, simply because you have more resources to fight off all the virus around you. That's how it started. And then, of course, we found out that we have this new coronavirus. We said, wow, this is going to work well for this new coronavirus. And so it was designed, as you can see, most of the material is only in Chinese. We didn't expect this to become a problem in Iran. We didn't expect this to become a problem in Korea. So now it hit us. Luckily, we have this formula ready, and we believe it's going to be very, very helpful. So now we need to work with your community and introduce this product and let some people try it.
FDA approves it.
No. What it does is, what it says is manufactured under the guideline of the GMP guideline of the FDA. Yeah.
I'm sure, as I know that Persian people, they are looking for something like this in this situation, We have
Thank
to
you.
study them, teach them, I'm sure, but it needs lots of article, lots of explanation about this.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
That's why we're talking to you.
I mean, the week.
As I said again, I'm very excited because dear George and Jeffrey and along with Nassim, with the group, we are, and yourself as well, we are the same page as a human being. And again, the George, I'm so glad you mentioned that was the immune system. The 7 years they're working, and now they say now we have this foundation. So we have a real foundation. How we can go with corona virus?
Yeah.
And they're searching and said now we're going to add this one from India as well. So we have something to have a good hope, to able this hope, bring the health and happiness for our family.
How the people can get the
How can I get access to the to get the product?
I think they should
Well,
call you, Dr. Gelini. They should contact you,
Yeah.
and if you're not available, I think they should contact Jeff. Or I'm sorry, this lady's name is
Nazarene.
Nazarene. Okay, they should contact Nazarene. They represent us. They represent my company.
Yeah.
And if they have an interest, I don't know how you're going to get your contact information out there.
Can you give information?
Well, okay. I was figuring that we should probably. Okay, my personal number is contact information is 909-634-0405.
And you're going to get a lot of calls.
I know.
I don't know. You really want to do that.
And the most important, this is the house of the people who are want to speak in Farsi, and with the permission of Mr. Zakai, if you allow me to contact the Javanan, and Javanan have Mr. Jeffrey, who's involved with other people. They communicate. Like if you want to talk to Farsi, you're welcome to directly talk to Mr. Zakai in office. I'm sure to give you all the information for you.
Very good.
And everybody have a telephone number of the Mr. Zakai. You want a telephone number, family?
Of course, they know my telephone number.
But one more time, in case.
818-968-4468. And my office, 818-710-8866.
I just want you heard the voice of the Mr. Zakai to know this is not from me, and Mr. Zakai himself passed the number to understand it's the reason we are getting together to see how we can help one another.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
for coming. Thank you for explanation.
Let me just say this: it's probably more efficient if a person sends me an email than to try to call me directly. So let me give you the email address. The email address is Jeffrey Choices, which is JEFFREYCHOICES @Yahoo. So that's Jeffrey Choices @yahoo.com. That's better. That's the way to contact me. Don't necessarily make the phone call, because if I don't answer and I don't get back, then it's better to send the email, and I will make sure that the proper people get in contact with you in regards to the product. Thank you.
But last not least, this is just a beginning. I'm sure we're going to have a communicate again with the radio and Mr. Javanon. We're going to have a lot of
Facebook and website
Yes.
and
Yes.
all together.
yeah, it's a package in here. So when you know, as you know better than me, but Mrs. Yokai involved something, this is going to go right direction. So this is going to be this is not a situation for one interview. We're going to come back with a lot of good news, with the people who will testify, say, I use it, and that's the result. So it's all about this is because this is matter of the life of the people. We have to have some kind of courtesy, some kind of dignity to be careful what we are talking and what we are advertising.
Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time.
Yes, sir.
And thank you, young lady.
You're welcome.
Let me do one more. Let's just do something quick on Instagram, because I can't seem to get stuff. I have more business context in Instagram.
good.
So let me go to Instagram. Nazarene, can you do this also? If it'll let me do it. Maybe I'll just go live.
All right. I want to tell you something. You're sitting here, I want to honor you because
Okay,
she,
Nazarene.
Okay.
Okay. So let's introduce ourselves again and just do a brief talk again for Instagram, because Instagram is very important for the people in Instagram to be able to hear this information as well about this new product. So Dr. Gelini, myself, Mr. George Shen. Mr. Shen, can you explain to them, the folks on Instagram Live, about the product?
Yes. We have developed this product. We believe it's going to be very effective in increase your body's own immunity. And before any kind of with any kind of viruses, before a vaccine or a cure is developed, the best way to fight off these problems is to increase your own body's immunity. So we have developed a formula we believe will do just that, and it will be helpful. We don't claim it to be any kind of miracle formula, but it will, we believe, to be very helpful in increasing your own body's immunity. So even just when you step outside of this environment that we live here in LA, there are all kinds of viruses and contaminations around you, and it will take a lot of energy out of you. So by taking this formula, we believe, number one, you'll be much more you'll be less lethargic, and number two, your immunity will greatly improve, and that helps in many respects, not just what's going on with current diseases.
Okay, and let me just introduce again who's a gentleman who is the chairman of my nonprofit, and he also is the CEO of World Film Awards, Dr. Olympia Gelini, who is very much in belief in regards to this product, which is a product he's introducing today to Iran and actually to the entire world, with also his mentor, a gentleman who's been on radio and who's a prominent figure with Javanan Radio.
Javanan magazine, Javanan radio. Yes.
Okay. So let me just turn it over to Dr. Gelini.
My love is all about culture and art and entertainment. And when the life of the people involved, we have all put my name and contribute something to, as honestly, George mentioned, Mr. George, I like that we're not looking for America, but it's good to immune system, to lift up as much as possible to protect ourselves and protect others.
Yes.
Mr. Khayi, would you like to say a couple of words?
Of course. Today I got a lot of knowledge about lots of things. This gentleman, you and this gentleman, and I'm happy for this product because I'm sure the Persian people are looking and waiting for this. And when we follow this by advertising with interview and everything, the magazine, the radio, and the website, and everywhere, you know, you're going to see really they are waiting for this.
We believe so.
They are waiting for something, you know, very natural original, like this.
You got the fish one.
This is another one of our product, but anyway.
But my feeling on it is that right now our governments don't have any solutions or any answers. And what's happening, I mean, they're talking about summertime, they're talking about next year. This product basically helps to build up a person's immune system to prevent them from getting this virus. And so this gives us a fighting chance. And that's the reason why we're promoting it. Like Dr. Gelini said, generally we deal in entertainment, but this is something that's serious. This is a pandemic that's worldwide, and at least some people are out there who are coming up with some forms of a solution that gives us some kind of fighting chance to prevent even being a victim of this virus. So it's definitely something worthwhile taking a look at and even purchasing. We are 100% backing Mr. George Shen, and also myself and Dr. Gelini and our team, we're 100% backing this product.
The good thing I just wanted people to know, I know my friend John, more than 7 years, and honored to know Joe Shen, and I study about Joe Shen. And otherwise, I don't let Mr. Jeffrey Jackson be involved, because Jeffrey is chairman of his, his company, and it's all about cars. We are entertainment, but entertainment, they have also responsibility. When you make one movie, affect all over the world, we try to be a role model to see what we're doing for our society. So in order to do a good thing, we have a good health.
Right.
So this is the first time ever I involve myself with this situation going on right now, to be a service also to society. And again, I want to let you know, the government, they do our part, we have to do our part. This is our problem, because at the end of the day, we are children of the God, our children of God.
We only have one body, so we better do whatever we can to protect that body, protect our immune system. You know, a lot of people are building up muscle, and there's a lot of Instagram, great looking bodies, and people want to be lean, people want to be fit. But what does your internal body look like? So you need something inside to build up that immune system if you really want to be healthy. It's not about having big muscles, because I'm sure a lot of people who are physically fit are able to catch. Being physically fit is not going to prevent you from catching this virus. What's going to prevent you from getting this virus is working on the internal part of your body and finding some way to be able to increase that immune system. And that's what this is offering. Like I said, it gives us a fighting chance to prevent us from even getting this thing. So again, Mr. George Shen, we thank you very much. And also,
Thank
just
you.
another point to say, Mr. Shen has been working on this product. Now, he didn't know about the coronavirus, but to build up the immune system for 6 years.
7 years.
7 years. 7 years. Thank you, sir.
Bye.
It's been 7 years. And I mean, I'll let George talk about that himself, but 7 years he's been in the workings for this product, and it came out during this time when it's really, really something now that everybody recognizes they need to take.
Okay. It's all
Thank you.
behind.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
very
you.
good.
You're
You're
welcome. You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Is the start.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
So this is going to be
Sorry.
posted on the Instagram and
Instagram
Facebook.
and
I
Facebook.
should
Okay.
twist your story.
Okay.
I want to,
Okay.
behalf of all of you, because we continue to do business, everything.
Okay.
Like officially, this, to understand, is minimum $25,000, $30,000. When I talk to Mr. Zeka, he says, "Chelini, this is healthy. I've never seen these people, but I feel very good. Either you're not met him here. He will come and give him hours and everything. And say, that's why I was taxing, and before I came, I'm goosebumps. Before I'm coming, I really know each other, because I